Good morning. My name is Debbie Varney. I'm the Fitness and Wellness Coordinator with Memorial Health System. This is our Move series. Today, you need a wall. Everybody's got one of those. Okay, so it's a no excuse exercise today. But you do you, baby, like I always say. You don't have to do as many as I do. You don't necessarily have to have dumbbells when we get to that portion. You can simply tighten the fist. You can use a hand towel to create resistance. A resistance band, or everything in your house has weight to it. You can use that instead of dumbbells. As you see, I have a mat also because we are going to be doing wall Pilates today. So we're going to be down on the floor some, but we're going to start in a standing position along the wall. Now, I leave it to you to warm up a little bit before we start the video. You always want to make sure you do some sort of dynamic movement, whether it's knee raises, heel curls, deep plie squats, something dynamic. That means with movement, so your body's prepared to do the movement that you are going to do with me. All right, we're going to face the wall. Nice wide stance. I'm going to put my hands on the wall. That's where the wall comes in here, not lying down with feet on it. And you're going to determine how wide apart to place the feet, but you want them wide enough that that knee is not going to pass over those toes and beyond. We're going to go down. We're going to do side to side lunges. Now notice when I come through center, I don't straighten the legs. I'm hitting that horse stance or deep plie squat. So my legs are not straightening in the middle. Hands are placed on the wall for balance, and this helps you to be able to go lower than you normally go. If I'm standing out in the middle of the room without something to hang on to, I might not be able to go this low. Push the limits a little bit, but always, you do you, baby. So both knees are bent as we come through center. Keep that rib cage lifted, abs nice and tight. And yes, we are in our bare feet. The reason for that is so you can grip the floor. Sometimes with workout shoes on, it's a little bit harder to do that. You definitely don't want to have socks on because they're going to roll on your feet and cause your feet to slide. Make sure you're pushing those knees open so we're working those hips, getting them more flexible, which will improve our range of motion and reduce our risk of falling. If you can't do as many of these as I'm doing, perfectly fine. You do you, baby. But you always want to do one more than what your body's telling you to do because your body always wants to stop at the point the muscular development is already developed in the body. Push it one more, you make a difference. Remember, we're not straightening in between these. We are pushing into that deep plie squat at center or horse stance. Hands are there to stabilize you so you have the ability to push a little beyond your limits. Feet are in turnout. Make sure those knees are going toward that second toe. Leg goes all the way straight on one side while the other side is in a lunge. Both knees are open as you push down through center. It's going to hit our inner thighs a lot, but it's going to really hit everything below the belly button. All right, let's bring that up. Shake that out. We're going to stay in that same position along the wall. We're going to do some deep plie squats. We're going to have some heel raises in there. I'll cue you. All right. Take it down and up. Now, every time you come up, you squeeze every muscle below the belly button. I squeeze my abs, I squeeze my buns, I squeeze my thighs, front and back, which means those legs have to come perfectly straight as I come up. You can see I'm pretty close to this wall. The hands are here for stabilization so I can make sure that my form is correct and I can push my own personal limits. Get those knees pushing out towards those second toes, always feeling pressure through those hips as we are increasing their range of motion, their flexibility. Make sure you're breathing. Many people hold their breath when they exercise, especially when the going gets tough. So make sure that you're breathing. Try to push down a little farther now that the body is nice and warm and ready for this movement. This time we're going to go down and stay down. Lift the heels, press them down. Lift the heels, press them down. Lift, push those ankles forward, increasing ankle mobility, which is also key in reducing our risk of falling. Now, you might not be able to take your heels up as high as I can mine. You do you, baby. Just a hair, maybe. Just a little raise. Perfectly fine. You find your feet are starting to slide out. Of course, scoot them back in. Keep the shoulders down and chest open. Back to straighten and bend. Pushing those knees open, push it down. Squeeze all the way to the top. Straighten those legs. Push it open a little lower. Squeeze all the way up. Push it open a little lower. Oh, they're starting to shake now. Take it down. Keep that neck long. Keep those shoulders down. Down and up. Down and squeeze it all the way to the top. Everything below the belly button, you contract. And let's stay down. Another round of heel lifts. Two more. And straighten. All right, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Still gonna stand, but using our wall. And I want you to stand maybe 6 inches away from the wall, feet in parallel. Feet stay planted, or as we say in Tai Chi, rooted and grounded. We're gonna do some torso rotations to work our core. We are going to twist, hands go flat against the wall, but my feet stay flat against the floor. We twist to the other side, hands flat against the wall. Now the key on this, to not get dizzy, is get a focal point and keep your head on that focal point as we twist. So my hands are going around, flat on the wall, my abs are engaged, but my head stays looking forward. If you were ever a dancer, that's how we always spotted. So when we were doing turns, we didn't get dizzy. Head always comes back and looks at that same spot. I'm looking at a giant closet of stability balls in all colors. Now, if you cannot get this torso rotation where you can keep your feet planted and hands flat against the wall, that means you've already lost a little bit of your ability to do a torso rotation. Why does that matter? Safety, that's why. First of all, as we grow in years, we need to maintain that ability to do torso rotations, head and neck rotations, so we're safe drivers. If you cannot turn that torso, if you cannot turn that head, you are not going to see in that blind spot. Now, let's say that you can't get all the way to the wall. You take the one hand there, that you can get there, but you continue to work on this, knowing you need to improve the ability to rotate through the torso. Squeeze those abs tight, Always coming to that spot out in front of you so you don't get dizzy. Root and ground those feet. Grip the floor. Make sure you breathe. Slim and trim the waist, working what they call, which I hate, the muffin top. That part that bulges out over jeans along the hips. The main thing is we are creating core stability and strength here, and we're increasing that range of motion or getting it back to where it used to be for safety purposes. Help with your balance as well. All right, shake that out. That's kind of a little bit of an arm workout as well. I can feel the arms getting pumped up from doing that. Now, we are going to go to the wall again, wall Pilates today. We are going to do a wall sit with bicep curls. So whatever you can use a hand towel that you roll up on a diagonal. You can use anything around your house if you don't have dumbbells. All right, so walk those feet out away from the wall. So when you go down, you're in a nice right angle. Arms are going out to a 45-degree angle. We curl up. We resist down, but arms do not fully straighten. This is 3, 4, squeeze at the top. 5, 6, keep those shoulders back. 7, 8, 9, 10. Now make your way up. We're going to take a little rest and we're going to do another set. Now, the reason I have the arms out at a 45-degree angle is because I read some research saying you actually utilize more of the bicep muscle rather than the arm being straight forward. Taking it out to a 45-degree angle, they have measured the muscle activation and said you utilize more of the bicep when you do that. So I'm giving it a whirl. All right, take it back down, root and ground those feet, and 1, 2, squeeze at the top, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. Back up again. All right, now we're going to go to the floor. So if you have a mat, a rug, a towel, now is when you're going to want that. All right. You really don't need it to be the full length out. Actually works well if you double fold it. Gives you a little more padding on the pelvis and the spine, which is really why we're even using the mat. I'm putting mine full length because I used this mat yesterday in my class, and the way this mat is designed, it kept working its way out of that double fold. So I just have it all the way out, but it's pretty thick. So make sure you have some padding under that pelvis and along the spine. Now, what we're going to do is your prerogative. You can do a crunch or you can do a full sit-up, completely based on your ability. Now, my toes are pressed against the baseboard. I don't have my feet up on the wall. I don't have them up here. Toes pushing against that baseboard. We're gonna lie all the way down with a slight bent knee, not with the hips too close to the wall. And I am going to come up, straight spine at the top, but rolling down, tucking that chin, and up. We exhale, and we roll back. Inhale, up. Exhale, straight spine at the top, rolling, tipping that pelvis as you go down. And up, open that chest, push those shoulders down. Now the reason I don't put my arms back behind the head, like you see in some wall Pilates classes, is because I believe people use momentum when they do that. Now, I'm not saying everybody does, but the person who this movement is difficult for will be tempted, maybe not even knowingly, to use momentum by taking those arms back behind the head, and then that swing up helps you to get up. We don't want to do that. If you can't do the full sit-up, you come up to here and down, up to here and down. But trying to work our way to get all the way up, toes pushed against the baseboard. Exhaling, rolling down, tipping that pelvis, inhaling, up and exhaling, down and inhaling. Now you're feeling this in those hip flexors as well, and the quadriceps, which is great if you're doing the full sit-up. If you're doing the crunch version, which is fine, you're not going to be working this part. Now, if it bothers your neck, you can keep one hand at the base of the skull, top of the neck. All right, so those are our full sit-ups or crunches with feet pressing against the wall. Next, we are going to do a wall walk. So I'm going to put my body so my legs are in right angles. That means directly below the knees are my hips. My ankles are straight out from those knees. I'm going to roll my shoulder blades under, palms up towards the ceiling. I walk up the wall. 1, 2, legs straight on 3, straight on 4, scoop and squeeze. 1, 2, 3, 4, down. 1, 2, all the way down on 4, back up. 2, 3, 4, scoop and hold. 2, 3, 4, down. 1, 2, 3, down on 4, up. 1, 2, straight. 3, 4, scoop. 1, 2, 3, 4, down. 1, 2, 3, down on 4, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, scoop. 1, 2, 3, 4, down. 1, 2, 3, down on 4, up. 1, 2, legs straight. 3, 4, scoop and squeeze. 2, 3, 4, down. 1, 2, 3, all the way down. 4, up. 1, 2, legs straight. 3, 4, scoop and squeeze. 2, 3, 4, down. 1, 2, 3, down on 4, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, scoop and squeeze. 2, 3, 4, down. 1, 2, 3, down on 4, walk. 1, 2, legs straight. 3, 4, scoop and squeeze. 2, 3, 4, down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Excuse me. All right, so I hope you got that scoop and squeeze, that tipping of the pelvis and contracting the gluteals. All right, we're gonna go back to the floor and we're gonna do some inner thigh work. Truly works everything from the belly button down, but we're gonna focus inner thigh. Feet are apart, hip width, roll those shoulder blades under, palms up, and we lift open, in, out, down, up and open, in, out, down, up and open, squeeze in, open, 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 down. Now make sure you're squeezing your buns every time that you're lifting. When you come down, you release them. Open, release. Squeeze, 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 release. Open, in, open, down. Now, put your feet and knees together. We take it up, open, in, down, up, open, in, down. Squeeze, 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 release. Squeeze, 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 release. Squeeze, 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 release. Squeeze, 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 release. Up, open, in, down. Up, open, in, down. Up, open, in, down. Last one. Up, open, in, and down. Pull those knees towards those shoulders. Give it a good stretch. Some ankle circles. In reverse. All right, we have got one more we're gonna do. And this one is gonna be for our tricep. Since we worked the bicep, I wanna work that antagonistic muscle, which is the opposite side, which is the tricep. Now this one looks and feels a little awkward, but you can do it. So you're gonna grab your dumbbells, and we're gonna put one knee up on the wall. You want it as high as you can get it, and this is improving your balance for a single leg activity. We're gonna hold those dumbbells, lean that chest in, and do our kickbacks. Grab your dumbbells. All right, pick a knee, any knee. Put it up there high, lean in, elbows high, squeezing in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That leg comes down. Now, due to time for me being out here, we're only going to do 2 sets like we did with the biceps. For those of you that are moderate to advanced exercisers, I would do 4 sets. Hit pause, throw some more in there, and that goes for all the exercises. All right, other knee goes up. Lean in. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And take it down. All right, let's stretch those arms out a little bit. So we're going to take that arm back, reaching down, push it back to stretch out that tricep. And bring that arm in and down, other arm up, push it back. Make sure you're breathing. Body ought to be pretty warmed up at this point. And bring it down, hand to the front. Keep that shoulder down, pull that palm downward. Flip it around. Get that arm straight. Great stretch if you have carpal tunnel. Any symptoms of it, if your hands get numb and tingly. Other side. A little bit of sweat trickling down my face. And pull it down. Flip that over, keep the shoulder down. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. Again, these workouts are designed for number 1, you to feel encouraged. You don't have to be me. You don't have to be your friend. You don't have to be your daughter or your sister. You be you. These are designed that anybody can do them. You might have to modify it. You might just do those tricep kickbacks and not put a knee on the wall. You might slowly try to just go to a toe on one leg in order to improve your balance. My balance still has to be on the other leg, but I've got a toe on the ground for support. Doesn't have to be exactly like I do it. Modify as needed. I want you to feel better. I want you to have quality of life, and that will only happen if you choose to move. Thank you very much. Again, my name is Debbie Varney, Fitness and Wellness Coordinator with Memorial Health System. They bring me to you every Friday to inspire you to move for quality of life. You guys have a great weekend. I'll be back next Friday. Bye-bye.